Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyananda, Jnana Paddhati Manual, under the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagwan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation, not just creation getting created, even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created, and pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti as is 5 phase, Agora Murti has is 5 phase,
Vamadeva Murti has his 5 face. Satyojata Murti has his 5 face. Ishana Murti has his 5 face. All these 5 Murtis, 5 faces put together is 25 faces of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has made science of our manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, so which an order of Kailasha led by His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, Hindu diasporas are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada, the science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. When you choose your Guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity which is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness Nithyananda Paramashivam, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Has given powerful cognition from Bhagavad Gita book. Now let's read through that. Bhagavan beautifully narrates, Arjuna is depressed. Please understand, all souls, individual souls are depressed. You can't be anything other than being depressed till you achieve enlightenment. There are only two kinds of people on the planet Earth. One, enlightened, second, depressed. That's all. There is no middle way. There is no in between. So Arjuna is also depressed. Duryodhana is also depressed. But see the beautiful difference. In Duryodhana depression, he feels inability, blames everybody. In Arjuna's depression, even in his depression, he doesn't have any doubt about his efficiency and he does not blame anybody. He is only in need of little more clarity. Please understand, Duryodhana's depression is depression out of inertness and supported by ego. Arjuna's depression is a depression from restlessness, need only clarity and intelligence. Arjuna's depression leads to the individual soul towards the fulfillment. Duryodhana depression leads to the individual soul into more and deeper bondage. That is why even though both of them are depressed, each one of them are given different solution, or each one of them go towards different solution. There is no Duryodhana Vishada Yoga. No, there is only Arjuna Vishada Yoga. I tell you, if you are depressed, it is not a sin. Don't worry. But analyze your depression. Is it out of inertness or restlessness? Is this depression asking only clarity and intelligence, or your very life? Arjuna's depression is only hungry for clarity, knowledge and truth. Duryodhana's depression is hungry for life. Duryodhana depression swallows Duryodhana's life itself. But Arjuna's depression asks only for just clarity and intelligence and understanding. If you just study the symptom of Arjuna's depression, limbs give away, mouth parched, skin burning, hair standing on the end, the bow and the arrow slipping from his hands, unable to stand. These are the clear description of Arjuna's depression. If you see all the symptoms of Arjuna medically, if you analyze them, denial, fatigue, lack of energy, feeling isolated, these are some of the medical symptoms. But I will give you the deeper study about the depression. Basically, depression is a conflict between your social conditioning and brain. Please understand your brain, because it happens from the nature, the body, it has its own rhythm, flow of life. But when our social conditioning opposes the flow of nature beyond the certain limit, the conflict which starts result is guilt, which leads to frustration and finally depression. Please understand, if the social conditioning and your brain flow has only a small conflict, there won't be much problem. If both of them literally fight, wage war, encounter each other, then start the depression. If you look, Arjuna's depression and Duryodhana's depression, both of them are confused. Both of them are not able to handle the naked reality, but both of them are not able to handle the side effect and after effect of the decision they made. When they made the decision, they made it only logically, means thinking one dimension of it, but they did not make it based on the whole visualization. He is not able to hold the responsibility. Let me give you an example how people make decision, very logical decision, but when the reality happens, it happens something which was not imagined by the logic. Please understand, when you make decisions, when things happen, they are different. Bhagavan gives the powerful cognition of how, even in depression, how we need to handle ourselves and break over that and manifest our reality. With this, let's go to Shastra Pramana.
Is taken from the Shiva Sutra, Sutra 1.19. Shakti Sandhane Sharirotpatihi. Shakti Sandhane Sharirotpatihi.
Shiva Sutra, Sutra 1.19. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, by aiming and fixing the self on Shakti, uniting in oneness with the supreme power, the embodiment of that which is cognized is and willed, manifests at once in its length, breadth, depth, time, and space dimension. Bhagavan beautifully says how Arjuna's depression was not on blaming people or impossible, but only he needed some clarity how he should go about and how he should act. Bhagavan beautifully says also how the social conditioning and our brain has a conflict. Our beliefs and our brain has a conflict, and then we fall into the depression not knowing what to do. When we understand the higher reality as our only solution, the shift will completely be there for us to start living the higher reality. The space Arjuna is expansion and possibility. Space Duryodhana was only making it more and more into confusion, which is taking his whole life itself. The beautiful way Bhagavan puts it, the way Arjuna perceives everything is to expand him, want to come out of it. But the way Duryodhana is, he is frustrated and he is not ready to come out of his frustration by looking at a higher possibility, looking from a higher view, bigger view to understand the picture clarity. Bhagavan always says, if you're looking from the first floor for a parking lot, you're going to search forever. But if you raise to like 5th or 6th floor and take a look at it in a jiffy, in a minute, you can understand where the parking lot is. When you raise yourself to the higher reality, higher consciousness that you are Paramashiva, things will unfold for your life even more deeper and clearer, that you will not get into the issues and not have problems. The more you are aligned to the higher purpose and unclutched, the more you will be able to see things more clear. If something, the mirror has a mist, we will not be able to see our image in the mirror. Same way, this is just a mist on our consciousness which we are struggling with. But if we decide to wipe away it and start looking at it more clearly, we will simply have it. Same way, when we start deciding, hey, all that is happening, is going to happen, is already happened, and already as nature it is happening. I do not have anything to do with it, nor can I do, nor can I not do. It is there as it is. I am being unclutched and only enjoy the Leela of Paramashiva. I will understand the whole essence of what needs to be happening in my life. Such a powerful cognition that Bhagavan is giving through the sutra. Let's move to the Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana of length dimension. Here we have from Rig Veda, Mandala 5, Sukla 40. These are the description of the solar eclipse in Rig Veda. If it states that Svarbhanu solar eclipse,
काटते हैं, लेकिन फिर भी हमें ये बता दिया जाता है कि हम
solar eclipse etymologically means the powerful phenomena which takes away the splendor of heavens and occurs leaving the world bewildered. The verse from Rig Veda tells us the basic theory of solar eclipse. O sun, when you blocked, by whom you gifted your own light, then earth gets scared by the sudden darkness. Scared by the sudden darkness. How the solar eclipse happens and how in Rig Veda they have beautifully, clearly given all the details of solar eclipse. Now let's go to Atma Pramana. Atma Pramanas are Leelas of Bhagavan. Let's listen to Bhagavan.
Can be programmed to the highest possibility. Your muscle memory and biomemory can be raised and programmed to highest possibility. Please listen, not for any pride or anything. I am telling you the exact incident happened yesterday, one small incident. Suddenly I asked my Swamis who are helping me, assisting me, I told them to get a set of books from Lonavala Yoga Institute. I told them, please get those books. And I also wanted to acknowledge their great contribution to yoga, pranayama, and the science of Hatha Yoga. Lonavala Yoga Institute for amazing contribution and authentic translation
they are providing to the whole world about all these yogic scriptures. I wanted to give my acknowledgement, gratitude, respect for their contribution to this field of yoga, pranayama, hatha yoga. So I told the Swami to bring that book. We have, I think, some 25 books, or I don't know the number of books. We have a large collection, and they brought the whole thing and kept. As usual, I was taking each book and scanning. This is a new set of books arrived very recently. The publisher himself signed in every book with a message for me saying, please accept this, and I was enjoying that and just going through all the books, and maybe in 1 hour I have kept all the books this side. Means completed. Suddenly that Swami came and said, Swamiji, I have seen only in the movie. The person was quoting a recent movie where a robo will pick up a book and just wave in front of its eyes, throw. And Swami was quoting that and saying, what is this, Swamiji? I saw you picking up and doing this and throwing. I smiled and said, what do you mean? The person asked, what do you mean by putting the books this side? Means you finished or what? I said, what do you want to know in those books? Ask me, I'll tell you. Or you take any book and open any page and ask me to repeat what the page number. If you want, you test. The person said, enough. I don't want to test you anymore. I just said few things about those few books. Pick up this book. This book is nothing but Mahadeva's teachings to Vamadeva. This book is the Mahadeva's teachings to Devi. So this is the process of Kumbhaka and Pranayama. The Swami was shocked. Please listen. I don't want to claim it is my unique power. Through this incident, the statement I want to send to all of you, the moral of the story is, this power is possible. It is a science when you complete with your ignorance, when you are tired of your ignorance and complete with your ignorance, complete with your lifestyle of ignorance, this power is simply possible. Please listen. When I tell this incident, I am not talking to you about my glory. I am talking to you about your possible glory. I am talking to you about your possibility. We all have that cute feeling of living with a minimal memory, because somehow we think more number of thoughts means more stress, which is completely wrong. Listen, which is completely wrong. More number of thoughts are not more stress. More number of thoughts from incompletions are more stress. See, it is your internal fight which encourages thoughts and which wants to be thoughtless. That is stressful. Actually, thoughts by themselves are like Lakshmi, wealth. Right way of applying it, you can just manifest wealth without manipulating. There are only two kinds of people who are wealthier in the planet Earth, the humanity. One who manifest wealth, other one who manipulate wealth. That's all.
Let's go to Shakshi Pramana. Shakshi Pramanas are the experience of millions of devotee disciples all over the world, manifesting and sharing their testimonials. Now let's listen to the devotee.
When for Yoga Mata, when I asked a particular question about the planetary transits, I'm still not able to comprehend that the Panchika, the astrology, refers, they go back, refer the date, time, the movement of the planets to predict or to forecast the planetary transit for the next calendar year. So I just asked her, give me the planetary transits, dates of a few planets, and she wrote the transit dates so perfectly that when I went back, Googled the answers, they were all just perfect. Absolutely no error at all, no error. In fact, the most surprising part is, for all the planets, she gave the date and the month. For Jupiter, she gave the time. She wrote September 12th, 2017, 6:50 a.m., which was so precise. So I asked her, why did you not write the time for the rest of the planets and only for Jupiter you wrote the time? She said, because Swamiji is my guru, you see. He is showing the transit of the guru with the perfect time.
Let's go to the instruction and Pratyaksha Pramana.
Pratyaksha Pramana, scientific studies. What can be measured? Measuring the effects of being in enlightenment state. Vedic sciences have always maintained that consciousness is the very substance of space and time. His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Paramahamsa Nithyananda, has clearly defined the existence of 11 dimensions of consciousness. As per his elucidation, space can exist by itself. On the other hand, time can exist only in the presence of space, but can still exist without other dimensions, including the obvious ones, depth, length, and breadth. Source from Avatar Shastra, Chapter 2, Consciousness, page 83. In quantum terms, thought too is energy. Every cell of our body produces thoughts in the form of signals, which may be electrical, chemical, or otherwise. These can be measured in TPS, or thoughts per second. The normal TPS of the average human being can be hundreds of or thousands. Some thoughts are processed consciously, while others are processed unconsciously. A TPS of 0 is the state of Advaita, or enlightenment. Space is made up of strings of potential energy, which are in constant vibration, spanda, leading to the creation of virtual particles. This is the very basis of the Vedic truth of consciousness. In the Avatar Shastra, Swamiji mentions quantum physicist Amit Goswami's article about entanglement between two people. Quantum physicist of Indian origin, Amit Goswami, made two people meditate together. They were separated in two chambers, one person in each. When one person had a light stroked at his eye, it caused the firing of certain frequency in the brain. Remarkably, at the same moment, the other person's brain also fired, even though he never saw the light. This proves that the energies of people intuitively affect each other.
There are two kinds of movement in the world. One kind of movement is maximum speed limit with the speed of light. That's the kind of movement that is allowed in the domain that we call space and time. That's where matter moves, that's where things look diverse. But the other kind of domain is where the speed of communication is infinite. We call it non-local. That's the domain of potentiality. And if there is instant connection in that domain, then do you see it got to be one. If things are instantly interconnected, that interconnectedness is oneness. That is the oneness that mystics and spiritual teachers talk about. That is the oneness. So simply by recognizing that objects are possibilities, we are looking at a oneness. And then it's just a question of language. Question of language. What should I call this oneness?
Setting up for the length dimension powers, setting up the items, and we'll be doing for the power using the banyan leaf, pen, paper, jnananjan, camera with timestamp. Take few minutes to set up your camera, download the timestamp, click on the video, ensure that the time is shown on the screen vividly and clearly. Make sure the camera is facing you where it's bright and it's quiet. And please take few minutes to set up the camera. These are very important moments. All the Shaktis which are getting manifested, to take a video of that is most auspicious. Guidelines: turn on the video, apply the Jnananjan on your third eye, bring the awareness on your third eye, randomly ask astronomical details which has definite answer to compare, like dates, positions of the planets, happenings, the keywords. Use the banyan leaf for manifestation through third eye. Apply the Jnananjan and the banyan leaf and look into the banyan leaf through the third eye, and whatever reveals, make a note of that. And if whenever the result match exactly the astronomical dates, positions, happening, that would be perfect manifestation. If it gets some of it is correct, then you have started manifesting and start celebrating the manifestation. You will simply start manifesting more and more authentic. Verify the result thoroughly, authentically, and share the video with powerful cognition with others, and listen to others' experience of manifestation. Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line, so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shaktipada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shaktipada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and or egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg, and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva, sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hence, sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence, the Shaktipada, makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me, why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminders. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes this external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful, avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shared form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way,
Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. You need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, It just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness, from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya, pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here, Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness, through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving. For all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password. and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye, again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion, to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency, and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Jnananjan Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Jnananjan Paramashivam. 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 Om
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Paramashivam. Nithyananda 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 Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Verification of the length dimension for astronomical details using the banyan leaf. Verify that no video is is done on Shakti Avishkarna, powers manifestation videos. Verify video is not stopped or restarted in the process of manifestation. All videos should be time-stamped, and all videos should have a wide angle view. Do not tamper the questions by showing any method or giving them clues is completely prohibited. Do not prepare the questions or answer in front of them. If the answer is difficult, a different metric system, please go ahead and convert it accordingly before you verify. Do not use the electronic device or books during the manifestation. Give a complex astronomical question, so no simple ones. Third eye will simply reveal. Bhagavan says, when you bow down and imbibe in a humble way, simply all the revelation just downloads in you. Paramashiva blesses us with all these powers. Authentically, the result should match as seen exactly by the anyone commonly, and do not interpret or change the results. Thank you for manifesting this power. Beautiful. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar manifesting power groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the power manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Parameshivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda परमशिवोऽहम्